we talk about relationships, and sometimes you'll hear a lady say, sometimes I just want to be happy. You know, that's all I want. I just want to be happy in
Good
my
question.
relationship. When it comes to a long-term relationship, we agree. I don't want to answer for you. Would you agree that having conflict resolution skills is important more so than just learning how, just trying to be able to make somebody happy over in general,
Of
just
course.
being able to. So if, with that being said, my question is, how could a woman be able to learn in general to be able to learn conflict resolution? Like, where do you get that from? Like that's something in relationships we never talk about. We talk about what to do to be happy with a spouse, but we really never really talk in depth about how to solve conflict and what resolution is like in a relationship, and how would a person be able to get those skills?
Great. So conflict resolution, right? So again, I think I mentioned this before. Sam Harris had a podcast episode with Tom Beluga. I believe that's how you pronounce his last name. Impact Theory. Be legendary is what he always says. And in that particular episode, I think Sam Harris has been on many different episodes with him in particular, but one of the episodes he talked about what people can do to when it comes to their emotions. And you know, I don't agree with everything Sam Harris talks about, especially politics. He's very weak in that area. He knows nothing. He actually says things that are actually completely outrageous, and that doesn't even make him seem like an intellect when he starts talking about politics. He's clueless. And I think that's the fact that he's, over the past few years, he's just incredibly emotionally unstable as a person. His relationship is probably the same way. I would bet money on it. But leaving that alone, what he did say, which he's good on understanding emotion, is behavioral things neurologically when it comes to people and their emotion. One thing he said is learning how to control your emotion is a skill that has to be learned. And a lot of people have not learned that skill. And it's incredibly more difficult for young women to learn that skill than men, because women are dealing with a more neurotic personality than the personality that men biologically have to deal with. This is why women are generally considered, as Jordan Peterson would say, chaos, and men are the order. And this is something we know a priori. There was that TV show, The Survivor, something like of that nature, where they were thrown out in the woods, and men were able to group themselves together. It was men versus women.
Oh no, the Bear Grylls. Bear Grylls. Bear Grylls or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and the men were able to assimilate very quickly, build tents, get fire going, get get things to eat very quickly, while the women could not structure themselves together to put a plan in order to survive. So I say all that to say that there's a lot of aspects about men that are very structured and very natural to assimilate themselves. So women have a harder time compared to just the normal person, men or women, to control their emotions, because not even all men know how to control their emotions. So with that said,
right,
it's actually the number one thing in life that women should focus on with the same amount of energy that they would use to try to get a PhD in school. That's a
good point.
Yes, I really wholeheartedly believe that. It's like, as far as I'm concerned, a woman should wake up every day, spend a few hours a day focusing on how to handle, deal with, control their emotions, and learn themselves. And if a woman could master that, as far as I'm concerned, that really, like I said it before, is how men view women as intelligent. In regards to a relationship.
Right.
Now, like I've always said before, and I'll make the disclaimer that you know, we need women in society who are going to say, hey, I'm not really concerned with the relationship, having kids, having a family. I'm going to take the risk and be a person who focuses on career because I want to cure cancer. I want to help Elon Musk set rockets to the moon. I want to innovate and impact the world in a way that a lot of people have never done. Yes, do that. We need women to do that, right? Because that's 50% of potential in society that we need. But
Right.
but for a woman to say that, hey, I don't really interested in a relationship or having kids or any of that stuff now. I just want to spend, all of my 20s traveling and taking photos and basically sitting on the beach doing nothing, and waste their biological clock on just having fun or doing frivolous things. I think they're making a big mistake. So again, with that said, as far as I'm concerned, and we know this, that young women get more fulfillment out of relationships and being married than they do making money or sitting on the beach by themselves or with a friend and getting drunk. I mean, really, nobody gets fulfillment like that. So
women are into people.
Women are into people, men are into things. So the advice is that, yes, strive for education, strive for work-related things, but put your energy into trying to be the best person you can by getting your emotions in check, getting your behavior in check, getting your psychological health in check, because this is an incredibly big thing for women.